So I am now shortly before the end of this row. I'm ending with a single onto the last single, and then I will have my second row of our waves done. So move on to the other side. Pull a big loop and go through with your hole spool and tighten. And then we can move on to the other side. Go into the last stitch and do a chain, and then turn. One single onto the existing single, one chain and one single, and we do this throughout the whole row. So I'll meet you as soon as I'm finished with the base row. So I'm here almost at the end. And with a single, as always. And do this with the second color then, so that we can again start one wave row like what we started with the first time. And then you can simply go back to the video and repeat from this section. It's the same thing, but I'll show you still. If you got the pattern, you can continue because this is all you need to do pretty much from here on. Here is a whole wave row, then a half, and then again a whole, another half. So repeat once, repeat twice, 3, 4, 'We should have a total of 10 rows of waves. So anyway, let's start the same way. Chain and turn and a single, single again, four times a chain and a single, chain and a slip stitch, turn and do a single around the first chain, three times chain and single, then a chain and a slip stitch, turn and start with a slip stitch, and then again 3 times chain and single, a chain and a single into the slip stitch, and now we can start our next wave. So 5 times a chain and a single, then a chain and a slip stitch, turn and do a single, three times chain and single, chain and slip stitch. Turn and do a single around the last chain and again 3 times chain and single. Three, then a chain and a single into the slip stitch. Third wave starting, 5 times chain and single. Chain and slip stitch. Turn and do a single around the first chain and 3 times chain and single. Chain and slip stitch and turn. Single and again 3 times chain and single. Chain and single into the first or the slip stitch, and now we finished 3 waves total, and the following 2 we're gonna do the same way. So start with 5 times chain and single. Chain and slip stitch. As you can see, after that we again have single, chain, single. Turn and do a single, 3 times chain and single crochet. Chain and slip stitch, turn and do a single around the first chain. Three times chain and single. Chain and single into the first slip stitch and then chain and a single crochet. And end with a single. Now comes a base row, so let's do a chain and turn, and then we can start with a single and continue with chains and singles. I'll meet you at the end when we reach the blue thread, and then we will finish the stitch with the blue thread and we will go back, and then I'll again show you how to start the half waves row. So I have here now at the end of the row 1 stitch left. So 1 single, and now we are again ending the blue to reach the red on the other side. So we are again starting here in the last stitch. Take the thread through and do a chain and turn. start with a single, 2 times a chain and a single, chain and a slip stitch and turn, again a single, and then from there 2 times chain and single. End with a single and do a chain to turn. Start with a single and then again 2 times chain and a single. Chain and a single into the same spot where the slip stitch was, and then starts a new wave. So 5 times chain and single. Chain and slip stitch then do 3 waves to the end, and I'll show you how to do the halfway at the end, and then you can definitely continue all by yourself. So this is all that you're gonna need from here on. So I'm now done and I have the half wave left over. So we will do 4 times chain and single. Fourth goes into the last single. Take the thread around the blue and finish. Chain and turn. Single onto the single. Single around the chain, a single. And chain and slip stitch and then turn. Single around the chain and 2 times chain and single pairs, and into the last single crochet another chain and a single, and again work in the blue thread here. Chain for the height and turn, single onto the existing single, single onto the chain, and then we just complete the row until we get to the other side. Then here we would again tie a knot with the spool. Because here we are continuing with blue again, and then we again have full waves. So here is where we would continue. And you should be able to continue on your own. So until you have 10 rows total of the red. So 5 full waves and 5 that start with a half wave, and then you finish those 10. So before you do your very last row of waves, I'll show you how to close up the shape, since we are going to do that simultaneously with the last row. And that way we're saving time and we're making our pattern look nice. and then we have just the thumb opening left over. So here I am after a total of 9 rows, so the last one is left over. So the full last row, and then I'll simultaneously put the beginning and end together. We again do a chain for the height and we turn. Here in the slip stitch, I'll go through both of the loops of the red slip stitch. I'll do it slowly so that you can see better. Then through the bow of the chain and through the other side through the single. And then you pull through. Chain and again into the 2 loops, through the chains and on the other side through the chains. And close up and do a chain. It's maybe a bit slow, but the effect is a nice ending that also builds the waves so that it looks nice and neat like this. So that's the trick to get the effect of an unbroken pattern. So if I would go through the top chains, I'd mess up the pattern and it wouldn't look as nice as it does this way. So into the single, through the chains or under, and on the other side again through and finish up the stitch. Again a chain to end with, and then you repeat the same in the next spot. Here I'll count the leftover stitches till we reach the thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we need 5 and 6, and then we will do the thumb section. Six, so let's see. Okay, this looks good. And now we have 1, 2, 3 singles that I skipped. So here we just do chains and singles like so far. Here I skip 3 spots and go into the next single, and I repeat the same as I did so far with the closing up. And then continue. And when you reach the end, then you turn the whole piece inside out to hide the stitch on this side. So this inside will have the nicer side. It's the same on the other piece I already did. So yeah, we practically work on the inside. Also, if you want to get the right and left piece the same way, you can also see which color you're gonna have by your ending. So just take care when you plan and before you start where exactly you're gonna do your thumb section. And then when you finish, you get the rest. So anyway, we are then done. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know how you found the instructions, if you were able to follow, and how your end result turned out. And apart from that, if you'd like to see more, feel free to check out the channel, and you can also subscribe and that way stay updated every time I post something new. So thanks for watching, Veronika. Hug. I'll see you in our next video. Bye!